Okay, we're
We're
recording.
on. We're live. Okay, this is good. I'm taking off my glasses so that I can see a little bit better. Close up. You guys, welcome to the Team Hope recap of our convention, our Rise Up convention. We hope that tonight you'll be able to just get little snippets from everybody that is sharing just a little bit of what they took away. It's so hard to put 3 days worth of mind-blowing inspiration and amazing feelings and promptings, all of that into our little 2-minute, 5-minute section that we have. But I'm just going to start off and share with you guys. We got to listen to a lady by the name of Rita Davenport, and I really loved, she talked about hanging out with rich people. And she talked a lot, she kind of threw some names around there, here and there, about rich people and famous people. But when she said that, she followed it up and she said, people who are rich in these things. They're rich in knowledge, they are rich in enthusiasm, love. I think there are a whole bunch of things that were coming at me that I didn't even write down. But I realized, yes, we need to hang out with people who are rich in our values, people who are rich in the things that we hold dear and the things that we strive for. So she was phenomenal. I've listened to her before, but she is very inspirational. She told us that you get out, you'll be as happy and successful as you decide to be. And I think that's huge in this network marketing business that we are, where we are sharing with people, we are reaching out to people that we love and we want to help. And you know what? We are going to have, let's see, this was not from Rita Davenport. This was from, okay, well, because it goes along with it. But, oh, this is Mel Robbins. Of course, this is Mel Robbins. There's enough. There is enough of everything to go around. And I think that's what I love so much about our One Plexus. We are a One Plexus company, which means that we help each other. We root for each other. We cheer for each other. When something good is happening to someone, we don't, oh man, I wish that was mine. There isn't any room for the envy. There isn't any room for the jealousy, because we push that aside with the excitement and the cheering and the hip hip hooraying for one another. And it lifts us when we lift each other. So there's enough for everyone, because that's where fear comes from. She talked a lot about fear. And when we sit, the fear grows. And when we take action, that's the only way to beat fear, is to take action. And she told us that it will change everything when you take action. You are one decision away from a better fill in the blank, from a better life, from a better career, from a better frame of mind, from a better health, from a better body. You're one decision away. And she also reminded us, Mel Robbins reminded us, that it's impossible to live without failure. And I don't know why that hit me, but we're so afraid to fail. But why? Because over and over again, and we've heard this before, this isn't new, little kids, if you've ever seen a little toddler that tries to get up and walk for the first time, and they fall down, they don't quit. I mean, they learn how to walk because they have fallen so many times. So eventually they learn. And so I think that's for us. That's how we need to look at our business. That, guess what, we have the 5-second rule. I know everyone's probably going to talk about that one, though, the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and take action. But it's impossible to live without failure. So guess what, we're going to be excited about it, we're going to embrace it, and we're going to learn together, and we're going to work together, we're going to fail together, and we'll rise together. It was just a wonderful, wonderful 3 days of inspiration, and we hope to continue to bring that to our teams and to our friends. And now I'm going to turn it over to Lauren Perret and have her share just her few little takeaways. So Lauren, I think you get to unmute yourself and take it away.
Okay, there we go. Awesome. Hi, everybody. I'm Lauren, and I feel very blessed that I was able to go to convention this year. I've learned so many incredible things. I think one of the things that stuck out to me the most from Alec Clark, she said, if you are blessed, be a blessing. And that really stood out to me, especially with this company, that my life has been so incredibly blessed, because Deanna was willing to share with me. For those of you who don't know my story, about 2 years ago, I was diagnosed with an autoimmune disease, which left me completely bedridden and stuck in a wheelchair. And through, determination and through being consistent in taking my products and through mindset, I've been able to grow to the point where I was able to actually go to Vegas, go to convention, and have the energy and be able to, walk up and down stairs and dance. And it was so much fun and it was incredible. And I've been so blessed because of this. So how could I not share with somebody else who is in need of that hope and who is in need of the blessings that this can offer? Not only do we have the products that can provide, health and happiness, but we also have a great compensation plan. We can have financial freedom, and then the friendships that we can grow here as well. I think that I haven't been around more amazing group of women than we have here. So another thing that really stood out to me is that everybody has a sign, an invisible sign that says, "Make me feel important." And so we have an opportunity each and every day to build relationships and to reach out and to help people feel important. And so even if that's not sharing the products, even if that's not talking about Plexus, there are so many things you can do just to help people feel important by opening a door, giving compliments, or anything like that. And that's not only going to uplift them, but it'll also uplift you. So it was fabulous. And I'm so grateful that I got to go. And now I'm going to turn it over to Tara Lynn. So take it away.
Technical difficulties. I've never unmuted myself before. Hi, everybody. Okay, so Plexus convention was incredible for me. I was involved with another supplement company before Plexus, and I was really nervous for convention because this other supplement company, I loved the products, but when I went to a live event, it completely killed it for me. The culture just didn't resonate, and I had no desire to work the business or do anything with it after I got back from that live event. So I was super nervous that convention was going to do that for me. I knew that it was either going to make it or break it as far as building my Plexus business goes. The feeling I came away with from that other event was just this feeling that I already had a religion and I didn't need another one. Everyone was testifying about the wonderful products and the wonderful opportunity, and I don't think anyone brought up God the entire time, and I just walked away with this icky feeling. But convention was exactly the opposite of that, which was incredible for me to see. I know that not everybody believes in God, but I do. I believe in a loving God who is interested in the details of our lives and who cares about our health and happiness, and who brings us opportunities and gives us nudges to get us on the right path. And he was at convention. So many people who got on that stage talked about how God was part of their journey and gave glory to God for the benefits that they've seen in their health, and especially for the incredible financial transformations that they've had. And I just felt him in every single meeting that I sat in, and walked away feeling called to share not only the wonderful products that we have, but the wonderful company that we're a part of, that makes everybody feel so included and so loved and so a part of one community, one Plexus. It's such a powerful thing, the culture that we get to be a part of. My favorite speaker was Bob Heilig. I'm sure I'm not alone in that. Powerhouse dude. If you want to hear what he teaches, he has a podcast that I love called Your Virtual Upline. But he said a couple of things that really resonated with me. And one of them was, the yeses build your business and the nos build you. And I really liked that, because we're so scared to reach out and talk to people, because what if they say no? What if they, a million things, whatever your what ifs are. But maybe they'll say yes, and that's great. That'll build your business. That'll build your income. That'll bless their lives. But maybe they'll say no. And isn't that great? Because then you have an opportunity to learn and grow and get better. And I love that perspective. It's made messaging and talking to people a lot less scary for me. I mean, it's still scary, but I really liked that. And he also said that the cost of your new life is going to be your old one. And I mean, sit with that for a minute. That's really powerful. You have a huge opportunity being part of Plexus to totally transform your life. And the only thing standing between you and that transformation is you. And you get to decide if the blessings of what can come are enough to let go of the blessings that you have now. And I am working on that. But anyway, convention was incredible. I think everybody should go next year. And yeah, that's all. Now, Tiffany Johnson is going to take it away next.
Hey! Sorry, jumped on late, didn't know what time it was. Even though I was the one asking, what time are we doing this thing? All right, so so this was actually my second convention. And I have to tell you, I did not come away amazed any more than I did the previous time. It was wonderful. The whole experience was great. I really, each convention I've been to, I really show up and I feel like I'm part of this amazing group. Even though I know like nobody except for our team, which is awesome to be able to show up and to be able to make friends with anyone that's around. And so it was fully amazing. It was just like I'd come to my first one last year. I was just so excited. And I didn't even know if I was going to be going until like the day before, when I was like, okay, I'm totally going to do this. So what I took away from convention, and I've been watching them for a little bit, that each convention has a theme. This one was Rise Up, and then our Leaders Retreat follows it up with Let's Soar. And thinking of that and thinking of Earning Leaders Retreat, I was impressed by the theme this year for both of those, of rising up and then soaring with it. But one thing that I came away from this Leaders Retreat with was that we can't rise up, or we can't build other people up if we're not rising up ourselves. And once we can do that, then we can soar. The sky's the limit. We can go anywhere and do anything. And we can do anything for anyone. But it's important that we're the ones choosing to rise up, because it's a choice, I would say, to be able to rise up and move forward. It's not something that's just going to happen or happen to you. It is something that you have to do for yourself. And you have to do the work for yourself. Each speaker, I will say Bob Heilig was probably my favorite, and then Mel Robbins kind of hit me pretty good. But each speaker was talking about consistency, which I know there's a lot of thoughts and whatnot about. You hear the things that you need to hear the most, either by spirit or by inspiration or whatever they're saying. And for me, it was consistency. Every speaker was talking about consistency. And I know that you can't love the products if you're not taking it consistently. You're not going to get the same benefit. You're not going to love the business and get much out of the business if you're not being consistent with it. So that was definitely something that hit me, and each of them talked about it. I was more than impressed with the excitement and the fun that each speaker did share with us about being with Plexus. And I was more than impressed by Bob Heilig. I've watched some of his videos on Facebook. I've heard from Christy as she's been doing the training for, I guess, the last 2 years. But it was amazing to see somebody build you up and give you the tools to help you come and rise up so that we can help others. And I was even watching some Diamond documentaries today, and the thing about Plexus is it's not about me. It's about everyone else and what you can do with that. So that's what I took away from Plexus, was to be able to rise up. And then I'm getting excited to be able to soar and to take it, I don't know, to the moon. So I guess that's my time, and I don't know who's next. Sorry.
It is Debbie. Debbie is.
Debbie.
Oh, sorry, Debbie.
Oh,
Okay.
that's okay.
Go.
No, that's great. So I've loved what everybody has said so far. I like Carolyn. Had been to I'd been to probably three other company conventions before. I went last year to the Plexus convention, and like Tiffany was saying, it moved me last year. Just like those that went this year for the first time, they were moved. Last year's convention I left that convention knowing that that Plexus was going to be in my life. I was not going to let anything get in my way of sharing because of what I knew Plexus had done for my family, but also what I could help other people do. So this year just reaffirmed that. The convention is, like everyone said, it is different from anything you have ever been to. It's about the heart. And so I loved the keynote speakers that they had. Bob Heilig, I loved his. In fact, I was listening to his speech again this morning while I was on my walk. And he was talking about how if you are stuck in your business, it's because you have it's because you're stuck with yourself. You've got self-limiting beliefs. And then he talks about how to overcome them. And that's wonderful. I love that Mel Robbins was after Bob Heilig because her 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 5-second rule is what you need. If you have that 10 in your brain, you just need to do that. So I would really recommend everybody go back and listen to those two speakers. The links are up in Team Hope. They are amazing. Don't miss them because you're gonna get a lot of benefit from it. I love Mel Robbins. You can also find that if it doesn't come up for you, you can also find her on the podcast, because on the way home from convention, we listened to her podcast. She was interviewed. Basically the same speech, a little bit more in depth on a few things, but basically the same talk. And she just really makes you want to be better. So, and that was one of the things Bob Heilig says, this business that we're in, network marketing, is a self-improvement program with a compensation plan. And it really is. Self-improvement was huge. So, and when I go to convention, it also gives me confidence in Plexus. The trainers that they have from corporate that get up and train us on the programs, the things that they have created, the tools that they have created for us to do the business with are amazing and awesome. And the tools that they are creating are they make it so easy to share with others and to have confidence to share with others. I was in a conversation today with somebody who posted on Facebook that she was looking for some good probiotics for herself and her kids, not MLM. But I went ahead and messaged her anyway and asked her why. And of course she says, well, it's because of this, because people like you will message me, and we had a conversation, and I said, look, she wanted to have some references. I have a chiropractor that's a natural chiropractor that had actually a week ago posted an article about supplements. And I just told her, I said, check this article out. It might have something if you're dead set against it. But in 4 to 6 months, if you haven't had results, let's chat again, So I left it at that, but I had the confidence to message her, even though she said no MLM. That's what convention will give you. It gives you confidence in Plexus and what they can do. Every one of us have our own story, but convention helps seal that confidence in the company. At least for me, it does. So I think that Marquet is up next. So Marquet, Share with us.
Okay, so this was my first time going to any Plexus convention, any big event, anything, and Crystalline and her, loving constant nagging, which I love for her about her. Anyway, she convinced me to go, even though it was Vegas and I hate Vegas and all of that stuff. We went, and I have to say that it's probably one of the best things I've ever done in my life. Sitting there and feeling God's spirit so strong in Vegas, of all places. Like, how does that happen, you guys? Like, seriously, how crazy and how amazing that each person who got up and shared, whether it be the diamonds or whether it be the rubies or anybody, or whether it be Bob Heilig or Rita Davenport or anybody, they all credited God in their success. And I just, that touched me like deeper than anything. I've been to other conventions and it's not like that. And it just was a strong affirmation to me that God is in this company. It was built with good in mind. The products were built with good. The company itself is on a solid foundation, which still confuses me, but it works. Like, it's true, it's good, and Rita Davenport, she was our first, and one thing that she said that it really like hit me hard, and I'm kind of reading from notes, so don't mind me here, is that she told a story, and the root of it was to feel your pulse, and your pulse is the presence of God within you. And I thought, how cool, and how would I have, I never would have thought about that, but it's so true. Without God, we have no pulse. Anyway, but there was, I guess what I'm just trying to say is it was such a spiritual experience that I never expected, but because of that, that gives me confidence to share, and it helps me overcome my ridiculous mind game fears that I have. Because even though the desire I have in my mind of things I want to do has been there, my why has never been bigger than my desire. And that holds me back. But I feel like the experiences that I felt and I was a part of there kind of made it more, as I like to put it, it's a God thing now. It's not a me thing of what I like or what I want to be. It's deeper than that. And I also loved Bob Heilig and how he said, where is it? Let's see. Redefine what failure means. You only get the lessons you need from the no's. So I thought that was awesome. And every tear, every fear, every struggle is God preparing you. And I thought that was amazing. It helps me put a different aspect and a different spin on all of my stupid fears and everything that I have. Like, there's a reason for them. And then my favorite part, of course, from Bob Heilig, is that he said that your new life is going to replace your old life. So you have to be ready for that. So anyway, I just thought it was super good. Obviously, it hit me more on a spiritual note than I ever expected, and I clearly have definitely touched on that. So anyway, well, I am going to hand it over to Torianne with her fun background. So much better than my car. So thanks, guys.
Cars are still cool. So hello, everyone. My name is Torianne. I guess a lot of people don't really know why I joined Plexus, so I want to share that just a second. That I have had crippling depression, anxiety, and I also have PCOS, and I've struggled with self-harm and self-deprivating thoughts and just awful cycles. And Lauren didn't reach back out to me after I had first initially contacted her, because she was very beginning, like she hadn't even officially started the business side of it yet. But I reached out to her and she's like, okay, yeah, let's go. And I'm so grateful that she was able to push me to really try it after I contacted her again. And it's been a life changer for me. It's been weird to say, but supplements have been beautiful in my life. So some of the things that I love from convention that a lot of you have already mentioned, but I'm going to say them again, is God is definitely with us and in this company. And I never thought about it in that way. And when you have God with you every day, trying to help others, there's no way you can't fail. No one ever, I don't think necessarily said that, but that's how I kind of took it, was that when you have him with you every day, you're going to be great. And even if you have those failures and those no's and those I can't afford it, any of those reactions, it's okay, because it'll be in his time. One thing that I loved that Jen Hawkins also said was, choose every day to rise up. And it's simple, and I think other people said it first, but I wrote it down from Jen. As I said before, I've struggled with like horrible anxiety and depression, and every day is a struggle when you have any sort of these mental illnesses, physical illnesses as well, where you have to fight every day to be alive. It's not surviving if you're not fighting. You're just letting life control you at that point. And so I have to choose every day to rise up and be who God wants me to be. And I don't know who said this one either, but it goes right along with it, that you can raise yourself best when you're raising others. And I love that. And I've been getting goosebumps, seriously, like every time I hear one of these beautiful quotes from everyone talking, I just keep getting goosebumps over and over and over again. That's how much I love it. So I hope that we can definitely remember that God is with us and that we can rise up every day with God. So I'm going to pass it over to Crystalline, and she's going to take it from here.
All right. Well, hi, everybody. I'm going to probably take it to a little bit more of a spiritual level, so I hope you guys will be okay with that. Have I not been unmuted this whole time? Anyway, I think I'm unmuted now, correct? Yes? Okay, good. So I'm going to repeat everything that I just said. Thankfully, it wasn't a 10 yet. So I am going to take it to a little bit more of a personal level for me. And I feel slightly guilty sharing this with all of you because I haven't even shared it with my best friend Tiffany Adams yet. And she jumped off the call, but never fear, I'm calling her tomorrow. So, I wanted to first just like point out my hat. You guys can all see it says Rise Up. And I wore that hat for a particular reason for our call. And I know a lot of us have kind of mentioned the theme for the convention was Rise Up. And like a lot of you, I went to convention. My first reason for going was I didn't go last year and I regretted it. And I told my husband I wasn't going to miss it again, especially after I heard everyone's thoughts of what happened in their experiences that they had. So I went into it with more of an expectation or an anticipation that I was going to just learn a lot about sharing the products and about the products themselves and things like that. But it really wasn't all about that at all. I mean, there was definitely a lot of good training for the business and a lot of good training on the new product Active and just all of the great things that Plexus offers. But I want to just ask you guys if you've ever had a moment in your life or a thought or anything like that where, like a ton of bricks, it hits you that God is calling you to do something greater than you ever anticipated you were going to be called to do. And there was a moment, and I've talked at length about this with Marquet and with Christy, but there was a moment, and I don't even know if I could tell you exactly who was talking when I had this moment, where the thoughts, clear as I'm talking to you now, came to my mind that this is bigger than you, and this is something that you need to do because I need you to be the person you're meant to become. And a couple other experiences that were very spiritual and very personal to me happened as well, that has completely changed the trajectory of my entire life, of the entire plans that I had for my life. It's really helped me to erase some roadblocks that I didn't realize I necessarily had. And like everyone said, God is in this business and God is in these products. You guys, we weren't giving these products to just help ourselves feel better. We were given these products to bless the lives of literally hundreds of thousands of people. And if you're not opening your mouth, and if you're not telling people about what these products can do and how they can bless lives, whether it's financially, whether it's mentally or emotional, like for me and for Torianne and for a lot of other people, and Christy as well, if you're not opening up your mouth and telling people and rising up to the person that you need to be and that God needs you to be, shame on you. Because there is a reason we're all here. There's a reason that these products were placed into our laps and given to us. And there's a reason why Alec and Tarl created these incredible products, and why every single person that got up and spoke about how these products have blessed their lives mentioned that God is there and that God has blessed their lives. So I just want to tell you guys, I promise you, if you go to convention, bigger things than you are going to happen there. No matter where it is, whether it's in Vegas, whether it's in Nashville next year, whether it was in Florida last year, wherever it is, God has a calling for you and God has a mission for your life. And right now is the time for you to step up and rise up and get your butt in gear and do what he needs you to do. So those were the main things that I kind of took away. And I'm going to pass the baton over to our fearless leader, Christy Barkley.
Oh, thanks, everybody. You know what's so funny is well, if you've known me a day, you know that I took a lot of notes. But I took this many pages of notes at convention and literally just took 4 more pages of notes, rewriting what you guys loved. Because it just hit home so much. And I want to share, Crystalline, throw your hand up if you want me to stop and not share that. But when everybody's talking about how God was at this event, and God was truly everywhere and with every speaker, and you couldn't help but feel him everywhere. If we're being honest, that can be real scary. It can be easy to hide, not even hide, right? Because if we don't open our mouth, like Crystalline said, and rise up and share, then was it really a prompting? If we're shutting it back down and we're keeping it in, like we're meant to share what God has placed on our heart, especially if it's something to grow. So I got promptings all throughout the week. God truly, there were certain things I needed to happen for me personally at convention, and every single one of them happened. I literally gave my husband a checklist of everything I needed to happen at convention for me to come back and be ready to dig in to be diamond. And every single one of those things happened. But I was sitting in jewel training with one of, I only know, am good friends with a few jewels. So I was sitting with my friend Sally, and we had 3 speakers. We had Bob Heilig for a second hour, which was amazing because you guys, out of 8 of you, I think 7 mentioned Bob Heilig. And in Jill's training, I got a separate hour. So we'll do some trainings on that at a different call. But in this training, I had multiple times because, right, how many of you are guilty of like ignoring it when it first pops up in your head? And multiple times in my head, loud, clear as day, was God saying, you need to talk to Crystalline. And I was like, she's good. Like, she's ready to dig in. Crystal, I've been talking for about the last 6 weeks. She's ready to dig in. She's good. And God said, no, you got to pull Crystalline aside. You've got to talk to Crystalline. I'm like, we're good. We're good. I've been seeing Crystalline all week. She's having a great time. And he said, you need to ask Crystalline what she needs to do to at least cut back on one shift of a week. Now, keep in mind, about a year ago, when Crystal and I first started having one-on-ones or two-on-ones, typically with her and Tiffany, she said to me, no matter when I'm a diamond, I will always be a nurse. I am a nurse. I will never quit nursing. I will work less, but I am a nurse. And in my meeting, I'm sitting there and God's telling me to go tell Crystalline, it's time to pull back on who you are. How do you say that to somebody? So after the meeting, I just kind of said to her, hey, can we talk later? And she looked like she had the fear of God in her. And I'm like, here it goes. Everybody knows when Christy wants to talk to him, it's trouble. Christy's going to say something to hurt my feelings. It's going to be awful. And I didn't know how to say it, right? Because I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say something hard, but my entire training, in 4 hours of training, was about leadership and loving your team like they're your children. Not tough love. Tough love has a negative connotation. Loving in a way like you love your children, where when you see your children going down a path that probably won't get them where you think they deserve to be, course correcting them. Getting in their face and getting down at their level and go, we don't do that. That's not how we behave. That's not what we do. That's not what's going to get you into college. That's not what's going to help you serve a mission. Whatever it is you want your children to do, you as parents consider it your job because you love them so big. So our whole training was about loving people on our team so big that you can look them in the eye and go, what you're doing right now is not okay. And if you want to do it better, I will help you. And if you don't, that's okay too, because I'm not your mom, but I love you so big that I want you to succeed, and this is what you need to do it. And God was telling me to go tell Crystalline to not work as many hours as a nurse. And so I told her, I was like, I don't even remember how I said, but basically I was like, how much would you need to earn to cut back one shift a week? And she kind of stammered and was this, and then she just started crying and was like, I know. God told me that my whole identity is not just to be a nurse, that I was made for more, and I'm going to do more than be a nurse. And I'm thinking in my seat, oh, thank heavens. Because I did not want to offend and lose an amazing team member like Kristen, but I also could not offend God, who said, you've got to do this. That's how big God is in this. That I felt so strongly, and it wouldn't, I couldn't claim it as a God thing if she hadn't also gotten the exact same impression and then taken it to her husband and gotten full support. Like, she could go on for another 20 minutes of things that have happened in the last 3 days that line up exactly with what promptings she and I got for her and discussed on that last day. That's how big God is. Now, it's going to be scary. We're not saying, God didn't say it's going to be easy. No trainer got up there and said, hey, this is the easiest job ever. You guys are all going to be diamonds. Products are great. You're all going to be millionaires. That's not. They said, rise up. Like, God has put you here for a reason. I believe each of you are on this team for a reason. We all have different attributes that we bring to the table. the company, it goes without saying, and you may not know it till you go to an event, but by goodness, if you're on this call right now, you know that these products are amazing. It changes lives. And if you doubt that in any way, there are multiple people on this call who have their life and are sitting on this call because of these products, myself included. It's unbelievable. God is so in this. He was so at convention. He will be, you know, we want you all to work hard for Leaders Retreat, because Leaders Retreat is a bunch of leaders. You know, you can't buy a ticket to Leaders Retreat. You earn it. And when Rita Davenport said, surround yourself with people who are rich, she didn't mean just their bank account, although people with a lot of money in their bank account typically have worked really hard for it. Some not. I'm not going to, my son, I'm certain, would debate this with me all day long. But a lot of people in 2019 who have a lot of money in the bank worked their tail off to get it. They are successful. They know how to handle themselves. People that earn Leaders Retreat are digging deep, and you want to be around them and you want to meet them. I think anytime Deanna goes to any event, she meets lots of people and makes lots of friends. But the people at Leaders Retreat are truly taking it up a notch. And you want to be there, and you want to be surrounded by them. And you just want to dig deep. What time is it? 9:43. Does anybody have any questions or want to add after everybody that went? Otherwise, I'll add a couple like Plexus things. But does anybody want to say anything? All right. I don't think I'm going to be able to cover all this in 10 minutes. I'm going to give you the highlights of, and in case inquiring minds want to know, I only typed up the bullet points for the first third of my notes. It's 3 pages typed of this tiniest print that's, let me get my readers out. I don't know. There they are. Okay. They started with a network marketing overview. I think Victor Antonio did this. But just to give you an idea, because if you're watching this and you're still not sure and you're like, oh, it sounds kind of cool that they said God was there and he wasn't at other events, but I'm still not sure, but the products are good. Let me give you an idea of what this industry is doing. So the network marketing industry had $190 billion in sales last year. The top category in network marketing, wellness, with 34% of the industry at $36.6 billion. The top growing categories, gut health, weight management, multi-purpose skincare. That's what we do. And I would be willing to guess that CBD is close behind it. And guess what? That's what we're fixing to do. Opportunities that they said they see as opportunities for us to grow into, meal planning and fitness activities. We have 700,000 ambassadors / customers, and 90% are female. So ladies, if you have a male friend, it's a totally different ballgame for them. They speak different. They share different. My husband's friends can go, hey, is this really working? And he's like, are you pooping better? Yep. Okay, keep taking it. Like that, they talk different. Like if your man friends are willing to share with their man friends, have them do it. To give you an idea in the company, or just to know how many people you can help with the opportunity, because so often, and I think I heard this from everybody on our team, nobody's comfortable leading with the business. Most of you didn't start the products to work a business, but just so you know, 61% of Americans have less than $1,000 in the bank. Ladies, we're talking like they lose their next paycheck and they're falling behind on every single bill. So this opportunity is amazing. To give you the countdown, there are 52,000 silvers, 7,700 gold ambassadors, 2,500 senior gold ambassadors, 850 ruby, 670 senior ruby, 439 emeralds. There were 78 new this year. 102 sapphires, 19 new, and 159 diamonds. I don't remember how many they said were new. Our CBD line will launch in the fall, and their goal is that at least 50,000 ambassadors have it in their hand to sample before we launch. So right now we have the opportunity, if we add 3 ambassadors, to get a full-size sample. 6, you get to sample 2 of the products. 9, you get to sample 3. I think the only person that's earned it so far is McKenna. So we need to close out this month super strong because we have all those free join codes. Although it's a hot mess with what codes work, we're going to update that in our no codes left behind post. I think Debbie was talking about maybe just the amazing systems. I got a lot of friends in other network marketing companies. They do not have the systems that Plexus is paying to put into place. Now, if somebody enrolls, they get their welcome emails. We have welcome webinars. Like, do you know how long Deanna and I used to say to each other? For years, we've been saying, we need to have a welcome call for all the newbies every month. We need to have a team call every month. We need to do that. And I'm like, correct. We need to do all those things. And at the end of the day, we didn't get everything done. What's fantastic is Plexus is doing it for us now. They have welcome webinars for people that are brand new. And if they don't jump on, we have the recording for them. Motivation Mondays, where any of you can jump on. Silver Success calls, Leaders in Action calls. They're doing everything we were trying to do by ourselves. And by the way, they're way better at it than Christy Barkley is. I'm just being honest. So there's a calendar in your virtual office, and all the recordings are going to be on there. Hopefully everybody that was at convention wrote this down and has done it, but they have I think there was 2 trainings today because I got the texts. Is everybody signed up for the Train Me app? So if you're not, write this down. The phone number is 753-987, and you text Train Me, all one word. And you get the updates for when they're about to do a training, and then you can go back and watch the recording. They created a Track It pad, which they sold out of. Deanna and I, once they told us what it was. Did you get any, Deanna? I did not. Oh, you did buy some. There were none left when I went to buy them. Did you get some, Crystalline? Which are great for anybody that orders product, for them to stick this one page on the fridge. There's probably a PDF. Is the PDF up yet? Do we know in the virtual office? Where we can just download the PDF. Maybe, Deanna, you could scan it, and we could put the PDF for now on our team homepage, where we can just shoot it over to anybody that joins, tell them to print it out and put it on their fridge to help them stay on track. The sampling program, you guys, this is ginormous. We've had trial packs. Typically what happened is those of us ambassadors would order trial packs, and then we would send them to people who wanted samples, wanted to try things. Now they have samples and all kinds of different types of samples. So we can send somebody our link, and they can just order the sample. It will ship straight to their house. It does not count as their first order, which means if they love it and then they go on and order over 75 PV, it counts as a new customer. They don't pay shipping, and it does not count against us as far as customers. It's so cute. It comes in this cute envelope. It comes with an insert that folds out like 6 ways and says all kinds of things. It comes with welcome emails, and we're going to use that time, that first 3 to 4 days while it's shipping, to help them get excited, so that as soon as they try it, they're ready to go. We introduced Active. You'd have to be living under a rock, I suppose, to not know that we introduced Active. So here's why. The energy drink industry is at $43 billion last year, and is set to double by 2025. So you guys, I feel like we've nailed this energy drink thing. Has everybody tried it now and loved it? I know, like for me and my super sensitive noggin, it did not give me jitters. Yep, Plexus Get Active, which is a new campaign that they're doing. I don't get jitters. I don't get a crash. I don't feel super hungry. It's just super amazing. I'm not going to go into all the details because we've already posted all of that. I think that's it. We will do more short training calls on, you guys, we had so many trainings, literally. Like I said, I think I only typed up like 1/3 of my notes, and I have 13 solid bullet points with at least like 10 with each one. And that's not even, it's a lot. It's a lot. So convention was amazing. Everybody said that, of course. This company is amazing. I hope that everybody reach out to probably anybody that watches this later. One of your upline is on this call. Reach out and chat with them. See what we have going on to help you. Like if you've been thinking about it, you've been nervous about it, you're not really sure what all it entails, let us help you. You do not, here's one thing loud and clear. You got to be a little brave, but you do not need to be an expert on anything. Like, be confident in the fact that you're totally imperfect, but you know enough to get things done. If you're willing to open your mouth, there are enough people around here to help you see everything through, answer any questions, help anybody. There's nobody on this call also that is wanting to share or to help anybody else on Team Hope to get rich. If we all get rich, that's super fantastic. That's like a super side benefit that would make my husband super happy. But that's not why. Like the stories of, you know, the depression and the anxiety and the PCOS and Lauren's POTS. I mean, just the stories on just this team alone. How do you not share? Like, how do you not share what we have to offer? I think you're selfish if you don't. And I don't mean that as an insult, except I kind of do. I tell people all the time, like, if you knew that you had something that would help with my migraines and you never told me, like, we don't get to be friends anymore. What, because you were afraid? Like, you know that I don't get out of bed 3 days a week because my migraines, but you didn't want to tell me because you were embarrassed? That doesn't count. Like, share. Pay attention to where people are suffering, where they're hurting, whether it's their health or their wallet, or, you know, I had somebody reach out to me in one of my training groups who didn't want to share it with anybody, but she's in an abusive marriage. And the only way she feels like to get out is for her to earn more money through Plexus, because she can do that without it looking like she's trying to make money to leave him, if that makes sense. And this is her ticket out. There are people struggling in ways that you have no idea unless you just love them big and let them know their options, and then they might peek their head out like a little turtle and go, oh, that might be for me. But if they don't know, they're not going to peek their head out. So thank all of you 8 ladies for coming on and taking this time tonight. You just make my heart, oh, it was so cool to see so many people from Team Hope at convention. It blew my mind. I think we tripled from last year. I think. Deanna, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that we tripled. And if we do that every year, we can't help but be one of the fastest growing teams in Plexus, because we've got God with us. We've got God, and way down the totem pole, but still pretty awesome, but we got Bob Heilig. So there's no way that we can't all succeed. So you guys go be awesome. And thanks for either watching this live or jumping on the recording, and have a great night. Thank you.